are about to enter a world of true crime. From cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off in the fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know?
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? It feels like a Friday to me, but it's not. It's Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. How's everybody doing? Do me a favor, hit that like button if you like how I present true crime and, well, all of the cases, really. All right, I switched to a different setting. Let me try to switch it back real quick because it looks weird to me right now. Let's see. All right, maybe I'll present that way. I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? Brand 1, Guilty of Crime. How's everybody doing today? I guess it's going to stay that way. It looks weird. Yes, Thursday in Australia. Sonia, you say it's already Thursday. Turkey Days tomorrow. Look at those big comments on there. Maybe that's a good thing, huh? Maybe the comments really big because I have a feeling many people are going to have a lot of things to say today about Jennifer Soto and prosecutors say she will not be charged. Now, you ask me how, and well, we're doing lots of I wouldn't call it critical thinking as much as, well, lots of fact checking. Why Jennifer Soto will not be charged, a legal and ethical analysis. Now, today I'm going to go over that document. Hopefully, I'll catch some of your guys's messages as it flies through. We can get to questions, etc. But, yeah. Who's us? You know we won't have anything negative to say about the potato, right? Yeah, trigger warning now because I don't want any negativity on this. And we don't want negativity, but I'm gonna thank Gavin Fish, first of all, because creators like him make it possible for me to have information like that. Now, number one, let me tell you my first source. We did it on our own. We had Jennifer Coffendoffer, or Cough. She came on here and told you, we went over the 5 reasons that Gavin originally went over and said that are looming charges that would be looming. So then Cough comes on here and says, hey, maybe 1 or 2 of these, but really they want to use Jen as a state witness. So I'm going to share this with you as we start talking about this, but I'm going to play a slideshow. I'm showing you this so you can see this giant document. I'm going to go over the poll and then I'll get into it. Why Jennifer Soto will not be charged. Now, this is after talking to multiple prosecutors, not the one from Florida. Okay. It's not the one from Florida, but it's prosecutors looking at the evidence and coming back. Okay, so they're coming back and saying that the evidence that they have against Jen is not enough to prosecute her. And we'll go over each thing the burden of proof. So criminal versus civil. Someone will come back and say, well, can they come back and sue her civilly? Yeah, that's different. What we think, a lot of people have been also messaging me, hello, everybody, yeah, arrest the potato. Many people are coming and giving me this critical thinking and saying, I just saw this video, and the video said Jen slipped up that time she said this. Now, it doesn't matter from a prosecutor's stance how many slip-ups that you do. It doesn't matter if she slipped up 20 times. You can take 20 slip-ups, make a list, and it still won't get from the prosecutor to the judge to approve for her to get prosecuted, right? And it's definitely not going to get her convicted. So what's up, Jamie? Haven't seen you in a while. Or this is a new sub. What's up, Jamie? Being a new sub from Utah. Yeah, Tyler Wallace can sue her civilly if he wanted to. He can. Jess is here. Okay, but is there a wiretap undercover operation in the future? Now, Jess, that's a good question. That's a good question. It's all the things that we can think about as we go. One thing I thought about, and I'm going to break this whole down. I'm going to break this whole thing down about prosecutors, many prosecutors saying she will not be charged. And I'm going to tell you why. So there's that big list. But as we go, I want you to, I'm going to pull down the poll so you can see. I'm going to show you what the poll is. I'm going to get back to this. We got a big show today. A lot of people are very angry. Now, wiretap is not off of the table, but if they don't have enough information to get, if they don't have enough evidence, they cannot just go wiretapping Jen. They can't go to the judge and say, hey, judge, I'd like to wiretap this potato because she lied. And I think the story was scripted and right, all these other things that we're catching Jen Soto slipping up on. So before we get into the poll, let me say hi to everybody. Do me a favor, hit the like button, tell all your friends about the content here, subscribe if you haven't, get memberships. I see you, Foxy. I'm waiting for that 420 membership, and I've got your big questions below me. So if there's a really good question, really juicy, or you have something to say, make sure you get my attention. Criddles says, hi, Jay, in chat. Happy Blackout Wednesday to all that celebrate. You know what? I celebrate Thanksgiving week. I'm glad that you guys are here. Yeah, wiretap the potato. All good things, but once we start getting into the legalities, Jennifer Soto, at the end of the day, will not be charged unless, now I'll tell you unless before we get into it, and then we can go back. Now, based on everything we have, give everything we have to a prosecutor, which it is. It's with the prosecutors in Florida. Give them everything that we have, that you have, that we've listened to, that we've shown. And right now, as it stands, Jen Soto cannot be convicted. Today is 11/27, November 27, 2024. And it's 9 months today that Maddie went missing. Well, it started on the 26th, but the 27th was day one, unless evidence comes back that they've sorted through everything, they've sifted through, and evidence comes back that's going to be some kind of hard evidence they have on Jan. Maybe she's in a picture, maybe a text message, maybe some data, maybe they did wiretap something. Number two, somebody comes forward and tells. We're 9 months in, or Stephan starts talking. Stephan starts thinking, man, I don't want the death penalty by myself. Jen and I, we made this pact. I would get rid of Maddie's body. She let me do whatever I wanted to Maddie. And the death penalty is going to hit me if I don't tell them what I know. So if that happens, of course, Jen's not going to be happy because she's protected him this whole time. Yesterday, we talked about Jen being in the room, doing all the audio that we heard, she was getting questioned. And every time she got questioned, she tried to get Stephan out of it. Now, trial evidence isn't going to be used in that case, Sadie's mama, and wait till I start breaking things down, because then you're going to say, okay. All right. And I appreciate you so much, Criddles. Thank you. Thankful for Jay and your wonderful mods. Someone match me. # Thank you. Please do. Let's do a choo choo. You guys are awesome. I want to thank Nancy Jean. Happy to be here with Jay for the 199 super chat. Simply Nikki, member for 2 months, and Lou, member for 2 months. I want to thank Bree for the time she put into it. I see Foxy saying hi, Bree. And when you guys see this slideshow, you're going to love it and you might hate it. There's many great pictures of Maddie, but it's her whole life. And as I'm reading the analysis, I'm going to play that, and it's going to show pictures you love and pictures you hate, but it's what Maddie went through. It's her life, it's her death, it's her everybody that's in the picture. We're telling the story of Madeline Soto today and where we are 9 months later. A legal and ethical analysis today. And at 9 months, Jen Soto has not been. And Kawana, thank you so much for the One Guilty of Crime membership. Diana, thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker. Choo choo. I'm thankful for you guys, and I'm going to have an amazing Thanksgiving. I cannot wait. I do miss you guys already. We want full justice for Maddie. And today we're telling that story. Month number 9, Jen Soto has not been arrested. It has not been arrested. Yes, this Maddie, say a prayer. It's going to be beautiful yet tragic. So you're going to be watching this beautiful yet tragic video that Bree put together for us, so you can watch something besides my mouth yapping. All right. Now, yes, it's unbelievable, but in terms of being prosecuted, this is what's going down right now at month number 9. It can change. But in my view, I don't see that right now. I don't see at month number 9. Now, month number 4, month number 5, month number 6. I had something. Yeah, Foxy Amazon. I'm hooked up on the shop vac. I'm getting that. Thank you so much. My wife's grateful. Reese is grateful. We're all grateful. Thank you more for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships and all of you guys that are contributing to my time and funds to be here with you all, because I worked a long, crazy day today. It was a crazy day. Maybe I'll tell you later. But happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Now, look at this poll. 100 people voted, and I just put it out an hour ago. 100 votes in the 9 months since Madeline Soto went missing. Stephan Stearns was on the police radar. Jennifer Soto played dumb and spouted off a scripted story between her and SS. Fill in your inmate number. After digging through hours of videos, talking to retired FBI agent Koff, Gavin Fish, reaching out to various prosecutors and collecting analysis on the possibility of Jen's arrest. Today, I will present to you Jennifer Soto will not be charged. A legal and ethical analysis. Please do not shoot me, the messenger. We need to hear all sides as a report to you what was shared with me. Now, 13% of you say Jen Soto will eventually be arrested. 29 say that she'll be a state witness. 2% say Jen Soto will never be charged because she's innocent. And 56% say she'll be a witness and then arrested. Now, if you listen to different cases and you know about the family, Charlie Adelson's Wendy Adelson's been a state witness. Thank you so much, Lynette, for the $5 super chat. Choo choo. If you know about the Adelsons, you know that they've been using Wendy as a state witness for all of the trials. But word is they're going to prosecute Wendy after 7-8 years of using her as a state witness. And I hope you guys know about the Adelson, the Wendy Adelson and the Adelsons, Charlie, and the whole deal. They've been using her the entire time against her family. And word is that they're going to look into charging her after they're all done using and abusing her. So let's hope that something comes in before, but let's not be that. Yeah, Stephan Stearns, Cactus, and Lisa Liu. Now, Artemis Prime, better late than never, crew, but we just got started. All right, so let's say fire up old Sparky for Stephan Stearns. Let's hope that he talks, and let's get into this. I'm going to put that slideshow on so you can watch this slideshow while I read you. Not we, I'm reading today. While I read, and hopefully you guys have questions in chat. You talk to me, you send your questions if you have them, and let's get into it today. I'm really, truly grateful for you guys, and I'm glad that you all are here with an open mind to understand that what's happening is happening because that's where we are, because that's what has happened to this point, and what we're going to talk about is it's what it is. We can't arrest Jen Soto without hard evidence, and that's why they haven't. So let's play this. Let me see if I can play this. Why is it not playing? Slideshow. Okay, I think it's going to play now. All right. I've watched this case from the beginning. I think Jen considered Maddie and Stephan in a relationship. Yes, I believe that too. Ashley, you're so loved. Choo choo and gobble gobble. Thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. I love you. I appreciate you. And let's buckle in right now, because this is just, let's talk about what we can do if we can sign the petition even more. Now, we've gone over this, Lisa, We've gone over this over and over and over. In child endangerment, we've broken it down 7 ways from Sunday, why that's not enough to prosecute Jen Soto. Go back to my video and watch the 5 looming charges with Jennifer Coffindoffer and see she breaks down the child endangerment charge in Florida. It's not enough. It's just simply not enough. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Okay. Again, don't shoot the messenger, but do put a bunch of messages in chat. You can say, screw you, potato. Jojo, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. This is for everyone who wants to donate, but are not able to. Best crew ever. Happy Thanksgiving, early Thanksgiving. All right. Thank you, Jamie, for becoming a new member. You're so awesome. I love you guys. All right. Let's start talking about this, y'all. Let's start talking about this. And I'm going to try to get that. Uh, I think she's a therapist. Wait, Bree, remind me the lady that came on to Gavin's show that talked about Jen Soto being like under Stephan's spell. I'm gonna get my dog in a second. Hello, everybody. Hi, Cinder. I gotta grab him because he's yelling. Yeah, thank you guys for being so generous. Let me grab him while you watch those beautiful and some not beautiful pictures. And then we're going to break this all down. Your ears might bleed because you don't like what I have to say. All right. Is it everybody's Friday? Does it feel like Friday today? Who's getting ready for Thanksgiving? Thank you, Foxy Amazon. You never forget 420. And some of those locks have Guilty of Crime channel, Jay Scott. It's all representing you guys, okay? So prosecutors say she will not be charged. Now, keep in mind, this is not the prosecutor from Osceola or from Florida or from anywhere that is connected to this case. So everything that we have, if you just walked in, every piece of evidence that we have as it stands today, 9 months in, 11/27/24, there's not enough evidence to charge Jen Soto. Stephan could be given the death penalty and he can flip on Jen because the thought of him being put to death terrifies him and he could rat her out, as we've heard him many times implicate that it wasn't him. He didn't start it. He didn't do it. There was no reason for him to want Maddie gone. He had everything he needed and wanted, but Jen didn't because Maddie stole the show. So a legal and ethical analysis. Number 1, the burden of proof. Okay, criminal versus a civil prosecution. Now, the definition and standards in a criminal case, prosecution must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, the highest standard of proof to secure a conviction. Now, in a civil case, the plaintiff needs to prove liability by a preponderance of evidence, more likely than not, which is a much lower standard. Key differences in a civil case is the focus is on whether the defendant should have known or acted negligently. In a criminal case, the prosecution must establish the defendant knowing and willingly committed the crime or alleged crime, showing actual intent and knowledge. And then he, in parentheses, mens rea, if you know legal terms. All right. So then we're going to get into actual Jennifer Soto data. Now you can put in chat and you can say, well, what about her sending Maddie to bed? That's child neglect. But it's not enough to meet the burden of proof for a judge to sign off. Even at this time, I don't believe it's enough for the judge to sign off and even get a wiretap. They've dug through thousands of hours of data, I'm sure. And that's where we are. All right. Krista, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Ashton Lee, go Jay. We go into the party like it's your birthday. Yes. Yes, we are. And look at those beautiful pictures of Maddie as you see. Now, Kawana, and I love your guys' comments. Jen intentionally placed Maddie in bed with Stephan Stearns, but she didn't intentionally. She said, go to bed. And being a stepfather supposed for 7 years, she didn't think anything. We're going to get into her mindset as well. So I agree with you all. And I've been pushing hashtag arrest Jen Soto, and I'm still pushing it, but that's not enough. Even Artemis Prime, him coming out naked with his ding-a-ling coming out of the shower at the two of them and him hopping into bed. is not enough. Yes, Nicole, we are live. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share with your friends. Sharon, good to see you. Big hug. Big hugs for all of us. All right. Now, let's get into burden of proof. Okay. Now, I gave you the key differences in civil and criminal. Now, let's apply that to Jennifer Soto. Application to her in a civil case. It could be argued that Jennifer Soto should have known about Stephan Stern's behavior or risks to Madeline. All right. In a criminal case, prosecutors must prove that Jen had actual knowledge of abuse or harm and took no action to prevent it. A higher burden must be proved, like a text message where Stephan says, "Hey, we had an accident and I pulled out, but I think she might be pregnant." Or, "Can you check Maddie's area? She's got something messed up. There's a lot of bruises down there, a lot of scars. You might want, don't take her to the doctor because I've done a lot of damage." Or Jen texting Stephan and say, "I'm not liking all that time you're spending. You should be spending more time with me and not thinking about my daughter that way so much. I want you." Something, her in a picture, Jen in the background, her holding the camera, and maybe us seeing Jen in the background holding the camera in a reflection. All right. Now, Jodi Arias got herself convicted by a picture. There was a picture she took of her foot with Travis, the guy that she just cut his neck. They got a picture of her foot and her pants, and there was blood, and she thought she washed it, but no, they convicted her on a picture. Okay, so hello, everybody. Hello, everybody new. Welcome, Cece. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. But think about the Jodi Arias case where she took a picture of her foot. She thought she washed it. They found that camera with her picture taking Travis's life. Now, even Bogart, a lie detector test is not admissible in anything. She would say, "I'm crazy. I take meds. It messed it up." It wouldn't even matter. Now, Clark, mens rea is a Latin term that refers to criminal intent or state of mind of a defendant accused of a crime. It's a literal translation, guilty mind. All right, so let's get into the next part of challenges in this case. Lack of direct evidence proving Jennifer's knowledge or intent. Without the proof of guilt, mens rea, it's unlikely Jennifer would face criminal charges. Hence, month 9, today, no arrest. Prosecutors stating they don't have any intent on prosecuting Jen Soto. No proof to arrest her. Then they give her the queen of the day. They give her a one-time, you can come in and tell us anything you want, but don't lie with your lawyer and we won't charge you. You get a free pass for this time to tell us everything you know. Now, relevant Florida statute 39201 requires reporting of child abuse, but proving a violation necessitates evidence that the defendant knowingly failed to act. So let's say they recover something off of a Google Drive or off of the phone, and Stephan said, even if he didn't say a direct line to her, didn't directly say something, but he implicated that she knew. Thank you so much, Foxy Amazon, for the One Guilty of Crime membership. Anybody wants to get a membership for themselves or match Foxy, that would be fantastic. Thank you guys for your support. We're a fan-funded channel. All right. Now, we have not heard from Jenny in a while, and I suppose she's doing okay. I hope. All right. So this will play over. You guys can screenshot this, get a beautiful picture of that little angel. Those people did love her. I'll say that, no matter what faults they had. All right. Now, Just Christine says, I think texting regarding Jen not being able to risk it with Maddie sleeping with her because Jen and Stephan probably were having sex in the same bed, was sleeping next to them. That could be, but all the suppositions that add up don't have anything to do with it. Okay, so Baby Son Forever says, the prosecutors to which you refer don't have access to the actual evidence, just as we don't. And you're right. I'm not arguing with anybody, Baby Son. You're here I haven't seen you before. I'm definitely, my crime crew knows I'm not arguing with anybody right now. You're out. Nobody has the actual evidence except the prosecutors in this case. And the prosecutors that do have the actual evidence in this case, baby son, say they're not pursuing charges against Jen Soto. So do what you will with that. Marcy, thank you for the 199 super sticker. All right. Now Jen doesn't remember what she saw. She doesn't. That she doesn't remember what Maddie was wearing. She said, "Do you want to use the clothes from the last time? The last time that we saw her?" And she thought she was wearing her party dress, then her pajamas. Then she realized it was the jeans and a hoodie. All right. So yeah, we don't argue here, Marcy. Thank you. We don't argue here. We're having an intelligent conversation with information that I pulled on a sheet that I showed you. So nobody's arguing. We're tossing around evidence and theories. And Ashton Lee, I love you. Thank you. Mwah. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, nobody's saying that. Number 2, mens rea and actus reus, the legal standards. Under mens rea, which we talked about, referring to the guilty mind or intent behind committing a crime, distinguishes between intentional acts and those committed unknowingly or negligently. In criminal laws, mens rea must align with actus reus, the physical act of or omission to establish criminal liability. Now, you see all the things that Jen didn't do. You see her saying, "Go to bed with Stephan. I need to sleep." If they can't prove the intent that she knew they were going to go to sleep and Stephan Stearns was going to brutally grape her and then strangle her, they cannot arrest her, nor have they arrested her. And yes, thank you. We respectfully disagree unless you're a troll when you're a savage as fuck. LOL, right? Then we're savage. Yeah, then everybody in here becomes a mod and the crime crew will stomp you. And I give them full permission to. You guys have permission to stomp trolls. All right? So at Foxy Amazon, love you, girl. Okay, so I just broke that down for you. Now, the definition of actus reus, it refers to the physical act of committing a crime or failing to act when there's legal duty to do so. So let's say Jen walked in on Stephan and Maddie, and she walked in on sexual activity. Now you can't call it sexual activity with a little girl. That's non-consensual. But let's say to Jen, it wasn't evil. She knew that Jen and Stephan had this relationship. She let Stephan do it, and she didn't act. She texted Stephan saying, "I walked in on you guys. I don't appreciate you doing that when I'm home." They don't have that. So the importance is to secure a conviction. Prosecutors must both prove the defendant's intent, and that's Jen, and an act or omission that occurred together. So they'd have to have both of these things, the intent and the act or omission. They have to have physical evidence of her committing a crime or failing to report a crime being committed. So then we apply that to Jen Soto. Why Jen Soto will not be charged, a legal and ethical analysis. All right, now we're going to talk about prosecutors and what they need Jen Soto to demonstrate in order to do this. Thank you, JoJo. I didn't even know you were going to be here today, so I love you, girl. Thank you for the one guilty of crime membership. And all of your ideas and thoughts, I truly adore. I truly adore you. And you know that I'm on the smash Jen Soto, arrest Jen Soto. You know that. All right. Bye. Nope, not today. Please replay this and watch it later. All right. And Edith, you're right. In my opinion, Jen is just as guilty as him. I agree. I've never not agreed, but we're 9 months in and Jen Soto's still running around even after she stole that money, the COVID money, even after she stole the money from the GoFundMe, after telling her daughter to go sleep with Stephan, after neglecting. Yeah, she did, Phyllis. She first time here, arrest Jen Soto. Hello, welcome. Phyllis, Jen told the police that she never went upstairs. That's probably a lie. Do they have proof? Oh, I hope so. I'm still new at this. Exactly what's a troll? Now, Sharon, you're the opposite of a troll. A troll is someone that comes in here and says, Jay, you suck. Jay, you're wrong. Jay, and they insult. People that insult are trolls because we don't insult people around here. All right. Thank you, everyone that's gifting memberships and super chatting. I appreciate that. And Saffron, by definition and civilly, I believe you're right. And I believe that if someone wanted to civilly sue her, that that she could be civilly sued. Absolutely. I wish they would civilly sue her. Don't forget, Jay, Jen's handicap sticker, right? How do we prosecute her for being a a handicapped troll? What's up, Star Z? How you doing? All right, good to see everybody. We do want to arrest Jen Soto. Good evening, the Ice Princess and Kells and just Christine. All right, she bet. Yeah, and I agree. I was waiting for somebody to say this. Just Christine says, all I can say, if Jen isn't prosecuted, then she better turn her heart to God and turn her effing life around. I want to see her in third world countries breaking her back. All right. Now, if you guys have a question, hit like either put a super chat or hit like QQQ or something so I can see. All right. And Molly H, go on my poll and vote. Go and vote. Go vote. All right. Now we are challenges of proof. Okay. So we're on page 2. How prosecutors typically will prove this. Prosecutors would need to demonstrate that Jennifer committed a crime, aiding and abetting, abuse, neglect, or covering up the crime, or omitting a required act. In other words, example, failing to report abuse with knowledge and intent. If they don't have evidence of a clear act or omission on Jennifer's part, it weakens the case. So they're not going to, they haven't charged her. It's been 9 months. They haven't charged her. And go to my poll and vote, because will they charge her? I don't know. I hope so. You know, I want Jen Soto to be as locked up as anyone else. All right. Now, direct evidence. Here's what we're talking about now. So we can sit there all day and say, what about Jen saying this? What about Jen this? What about I've ran that through my mind a million times, and I wait every day to get breaking news. Jen Soto's arrested. But what this is saying is that we're probably not going to wake up to breaking news of Jen being arrested. Now, here's what we need. Now, I'm not saying she's not. I'm saying this is why she's not thus far. In order to get her convicted or to get her even arrested, we need direct evidence. What does that consist of? A confession or an admission. Explicit statements where the defendant admits knowing, knowledge, or intent. Or we can have witness testimony, accounts from a witness or co-conspirator about the defendant knowledge or action. So if Stephan Stern says, I'm tired of being locked up and I can't believe I'm on death row, when Jen walked in on us doing this and she's the one that strangled her and I dumped her body, I'm tired of this. She's the one that let me sleep with her daughter. She started this. That's what direct evidence is, a confession or admission by her or a witness testimony. All right. Number 2, circumstantial evidence, behavior before or after a crime, actions like fleeing, destroying evidence, or lying to the police. Now, when you take that small bit, she's lied to the police many times, but they didn't think that was enough to prosecute her because they let her come in and they gave her derivative immunity. Now, a pattern of conduct, a history of similar behavior suggesting it has to be intent. There has to be an intent to it, not just her saying, go to bed, I'm tired and I'm a lazy drug addict potato. Bogart, you found the poll. Please go hit up the poll and go vote. Right now, Veronica, having chats flying. Jen never worked. She received disability for her supposed PTSD. Yes, PTSD from SA. She did, but that doesn't even have anything to do with the case. It doesn't have anything to do with the case, nor would it fall under any of these, anything. All right. So none of that is going to help get Jen Soto arrested. Even when Stephan Stearns told Jen he gave Maddie an extra dose, wouldn't that fall under knowledge of drugging a child? Absolutely not. It doesn't meet the burden of proof. It just means that Stephan said, hey, I accidentally gave her another extra dose And she did her due diligence by actually calling poison control to find out. And she gave her name and everything. She wasn't trying to hide it. All right. So as much as I want it to be, it just doesn't. Kawana, thank you so much. Beautiful flower. Shout out to you for the One Guilty of Crime membership. And Stony, thank you. I love how you're presenting this. Smash that like button. Everybody show Jay some love. Thank you. That tells me that you guys really like and the feedback you give me and how I'm presenting it. Thank you. That does, I do take that to heart. And I will in the future present things like that if that's how you like me to present it. All right. But derivative isn't a blanket. So what the hell's going on? You know what's going on, Holly, is in this 9 months, they don't have anything to meet the burden of proof to arrest her. All right. Now, I'm still struggling with her silence and her family basically being silent. It speaks loud. They don't live under a rock. Sharon, you're absolutely right. But many people lawyer up and stop talking because they don't want to look bad. All right. Yeah, she was oblivious of his actual intent. So sad. And that's what the officers are thinking right now. Callie Griot channel, just subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. Appreciate it. Yes. All right, let's keep going. So now we have to meet burden of proof. And I just gave you two things. They need direct evidence, whether that be a confession or admission by the person that they're going to arrest or a witness testimony. Secondly, they need circumstantial evidence, which they just don't have enough to arrest her. Third, they need physical evidence, possession of tools or materials, items directly related to the crime, weapons, incriminating items, forensic evidence, DNA, fingerprints, or other evidence linking the defendant to the act. They don't have pictures. They don't have a weapon that has her DNA. They don't have a picture. They don't have a text messages. They don't have her DNA. They don't have anything at this point. No phone calls, nothing. Even the trackers that they put on the car, Stephan was driving it. They saw the video and Stephan was in the car. They didn't see Jen Soto in the car. Now, maybe some people say she was in the back seat. She was ducked down and she got up and she pretended to be that person at the church that day to look like Maddie, but they didn't get her on that. Communications, number 4, emails, text, social media, digital evidence of planning or acknowledging the crime. Nothing acknowledges the crime right now that they've released or that they know about that acknowledges through her social media, texts, or emails that she knew about the planning or the afterthought or the aftermath. Threats or statements, verbal or written threats or admission to show intent. All right. So why is none of that's there? None of that's there. Now you say pregnancy kit and monitor, mens rea, but they have Maddie's body. They have Maddie's body and they have not said that she was pregnant. So let's say that they have her toxicology, they have her COD, they have all of her, they have her autopsy and she wasn't pregnant. Then what does the pregnancy test have to do with anything? It doesn't fall under that. It's just not enough. And this sucks because I want her to be prosecuted too. All right. I think Stearns will throw, and I'm hoping for Stearns to throw Jen under the bus when he doesn't, when court happens and the trial happens, or maybe before. All right. Anybody else? Oh, thank you so much, Edith. Beautiful. I love your hat and your makeup and your little, if that's you, I love that little picture. Edith, thank you for the $2 super chat. I don't know if you're new, but welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's get into the next portion of the evidence. How prosecutors can prove mens rea, direct evidence, circumstantial evidence, physical evidence, communications, and next, motive and opportunity. Personal gain. They would need evidence of a clear benefit from the defendant, which would be Jen Soto, of the crime. Did she have a life insurance policy? Was Stephan saying to her, I'm going to break up with you because your daughter and I are running off together? Was there anything that she gained other than the money she stole from the GoFundMe? Not having to take care of her daughter, nothing that shows them that she has motive and opportunity. Access and opportunity, evidence that the defendant, which would be Jen, was in a position to act and took deliberate steps. In other words, her walking in the room that morning and I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all that attention Stephan gives you and her strangling Maddie. Or something saying that she's every night sending Maddie to bed with Stephan and saying, I know I don't want to give you sex anymore, but you have my daughter. So, have her, but come back because I'm giving you consent to be with my daughter. Nothing. Number 6, expert testimony, psychological analysis, or an expert's insight suggesting intent or forethought. Now, this brings a big question because psychological analysis seems that it would be a big thing here with Jen Soto. Jen Soto has a lot going on in her head and a lot that she doesn't tell us, a lot she does tell us, and a lot of things that you can tell are directly connected to Stephan Stearns. All right. There's a lot of things that are directly connected because we know that the story that they put together, we think that the story that they put together was scripted. How many ways can they say the same thing over and over and have that same narrative? How did they get that same narrative? All right. Thank you, Scary Sherry, for the $25 Cash App. So much thankful for you. Scary Sherry, I love you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, let's I love this. Guilty of crime crew. That's you guys. And then guilty of crime. Those are our locks for Maddie. All right. Now, this is a big one here. All right, challenges. Here's the challenges in proving the mens rea or guilty and actus reus together. All right, so let's go through this. There's no direct evidence or admissions or communications that show Jennifer had knowledge of or intent to harm her daughter. There's lack of evidence showing Jennifer's involvement in a specific act tied to the crime. Next, circumstantial evidence, if any, is likely insufficient to establish both elements beyond a reasonable doubt. So when I talk about challenges in proving this with no direct evidence, lack of evidence, and circumstantial, if we did a purely circumstantial case, you guys, if I said, listen up, crime crew, listen up. If every single one of you can send me one thing that you caught in the next video where Jen was lying, when her and Stephan said something that didn't coincide with each other, when you see them being scripted, when Jen did the thing that you think is child neglect, send me that thing and I will put a list together and send it over to the district attorney. They're going to say, Jay, this is all circumstantial. Send this to Tyler and see if he wants to file a civil lawsuit. That's what the detective asked her. How can you protect someone that harmed and unalived your daughter? He wouldn't be on this earth if he touched my daughter. Edith, I agree. All right. I think she's guilty because she knew what was going on. She's been caught out. Okay. All right. She actually did arrange. No, she did not get his lawyer. He did not have a lawyer. He has a lawyer provided to him by the state because he doesn't have money. But she tried to get him a lawyer. Now, laxative to me equals mens rea. No one takes laxative daily. I hate to tell you this, Callie Griot, but my wife has those problems where she takes this powder stuff that she puts in her food. And when my daughter was a baby, I had to do the baby. They call it bicycles. When you're a baby, you put them on their stomach and you kick all the way up until my daughter was like 4. She had to do bicycles and little things to help her go to the bathroom on a daily basis. So as much as I don't want to say that, it does happen. We see it as Stephan Stearns like butt stuff, and he wanted to have ANAL with Maddie. So they were prepping her for the butt stuff. That's how we see it. But will a judge see it like that? Obviously not. All right. And I agree with you, Sassy. Let's keep going. All right. So we're done with that. Now we're going to talk about why Jen Soto will not be charged. We're in month 9 Now, she could be still, like I gave you some things earlier on why she could be if Stephan comes forward, if evidence comes back after they wiped everything out and they find any evidence that's physical, not circumstantial, or somebody comes forward, or she decides, which she's never going to, omit to doing something. All right. Not even admit, omit some evidence, Jen Soto. It's not going to happen because prosecutorial ethics is an ethical obligation. Prosecutors must pursue charges only when they believe there's a sufficient evidence to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Pursuing charges without adequate evidence violates ethical standards. All right. And you got ramifications of the prosecutor. So there's legal consequences, reputation damage, victim impact, ethical violations. All right. And we're going to break that all down for you right now. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, M. Happy almost Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving week. Kells, thank you so much for becoming a member. I see you all the time. You won't be sorry that you're a member. I appreciate it. All right. Hit the like button while I get a drink. My voice is tired. Welcome, new crime crew. All right. A turkey. All right. Let's get down with this. Where are we? All right. Okay, so ethical obligations by the prosecutor. So let's say you guys know who the prosecutor is right now, or did he change? That is the Soto guy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, all you ladies, Synth, JoJo, Bree. Do you guys know who the current prosecutor on this case is? If you do, imagine that. I don't know if it's Calvin Soto, if he's the prosecutor. Most of my crime crew knows this, but I know they've been switching stuff around. All right, let's just say it's Calvin Soto for the time being, because he's the one that was on a lot of the paperwork with the FOIA. It's Andrew Bain. Okay, thank you, Bain. We went to Andrew Bain and we said, hey, Bain, check this out. We have this big list of all the things. And he says, okay, Jay, all right, I'm going to look into this. But, all right, but here's what they don't want. The prosecutors must pursue charges. Okay, so I give you, they have to believe there's sufficient evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. Ramifications if they're wrong and they do something really shitty. Charges can be, if charges are brought without sufficient evidence, the legal case would be dismissed by the judge, resulting in wasted resources and potential reprimands. Their reputation can be damaged. So if it's a high profile failure can harm a prosecutor's reputation and undermine public confidence in the justice system. Now in Florida, that's a big deal. Victim impact. You can highly weaken Stephan Stern's case, and it can re-traumatize the victims that are going to testify and their families without achieving justice or creating public outrage. Ethical violation. Breaching professional ethics could lead to disciplinary actions, including disbarment or removal from office. Now, that does happen. Let me give you an example so you guys know. Linda Stanley, former district attorney for the 11th Judicial District in Colorado, was disbarred in 2023 after bringing murder charges against Barry Morphew without sufficient evidence. Do you guys know who Barry Morphew is? Do you know the Suzanne Morphew case? All right. Do you know who Barry Morphew is? Anybody? Wyatt. I love country music too. You guys are talking about? What are you guys talking about? I'm missing out. I don't even get to talk in the conversation. All right. I'm going to finish reading, but do you know anybody know who Barry Morphew is? Yep. I see. Yep. Thank you, Bree. Okay. Barry Morphew, Suzanne Morphew. All right. People really say Barry did this. Barry Morphew freaking did this. We heard how guilty he sounded. We see that he possibly could have gained money. He, all this stuff, right? He lied a bunch. All right. All this stuff. All this stuff. Jay explains concepts and law really well. She should be a fantastic college professor or corporate, among other talent. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. All right. So Barry Morphew, he's freaking guilty looking. Let's say he has a girlfriend already. We heard some text messages that sounded kind of, they sounded like it. So The prosecutor goes forward. Linda Stanley, former district attorney for the 11th Judicial District in Colorado. She just got disbarred 2023 after bringing murder charges against Barry Morphy without sufficient evidence. Alleged violations included failing to disclose exculpatory evidence, making improper statements to the media, and mismanaging evidence. The charges against Morphew were ultimately dismissed, leading to public outcry and legal action against her office. That's a huge deal, you guys. That's a huge deal. Everybody looks at this Barry Morphew and says, I know he did it. I think he did it. Everybody thinks he did it. He's done shady stuff. But yet this DA gets kicked out and he has the charges dropped. All right. So application to this case, inadmissible evidence or insufficient proof of Jennifer's knowledge prevents prosecution and can mess up the case in the Stephan Stearns case. Yes, very crazy. Very, very crazy. And Veronica, yes, of course his daughters are backing him up. They lost their mom. Why would they want their dad prosecuted with a bunch of circumstantial evidence and some crazy bitch saying this guy's guilty without any evidence? Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Yeah, there's crazy people, and I think she gets the trophy. Right. Okay? So these girls are like, my father's not guilty. This bitch is crazy. All right. This bitch is crazy. Fire her. She just lost her whole entire career because she didn't do the right thing. All right. Again, hit the like button, subscribe. If you haven't, super chat, super stickers, all helps. Thank you. All right. Next, relevant Florida rule. Florida bar rule. So this is the bar rule. So we just talked about Linda Stanley getting disbarred from Colorado. If you were to go into Florida without insufficient proof that Jennifer's knowledge was able to prosecute her, Florida Bar Rule 4-3.8 outlines prosecutors' duty to avoid pursuing charges unsupported by probable cause. Now, I bet you anything, because we see Jen Soto so guilty, I bet you the prosecutors see it that way too. And I bet you they brought her into that 1 hour and 4-minute interview with her lawyer because they were very, very convinced that if they got her in there to talk, they'd get her to slip up, lie, and then they'd have some kind of physical evidence where they could prosecute her. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. She's still out 9 months later. All right, next, political and social optics, public perception. That's us. That's us perceiving that Jen's guilty, but she hasn't been arrested. Charging a victim's mother often appears harsh or unjust, especially when she's viewed as a secondary victim. Now, you guys all might say, no, I'm all about hashtag arrest Jen Soto. But if you go onto other people's channel, I see them backing her. I see them saying, leave that poor lady alone. She didn't do anything. She lost her daughter. Now, public backlash could damage the prosecutor's reputation, particularly in emotionally charged cases like those involving children and all the horrific things that happened to Maddie. And then you start getting into elected positions. So now we're into politics, right? Oh, get your pen and paper out. Get your pen and paper. Yes, Marcy, I love that. We know Jen Soto is guilty. Yep. See, Cassie, Barry Morphew's another monster, but he's walking free. He's walking free. All right. Let's keep going. We're not done. And when you think about a parent that's grieving, I always think about this guy, Tyler. He's not the perfect guy, and you guys can say what you want about him, and that's fine. Whatever. But I do believe that Tyler and Tatiana loved Maddie, and I bet you they have a ton of regret right now. All right. Sharon says, I still have faith. What your guest from the other day said. I forget. It was Cough. Jennifer Coffendorfer. Thank you. That was awesome. And then the next day she was on Court TV. That was cool. Some people don't like her. That's okay. Some people don't like me either. My girl, Marilyn, what's up? Yes. Cheryl, yes, he did. I'm sure he still does. All right, let's keep going. Next, why Jennifer Soto will not be charged by a legal and ethical analysis. So now we're talking about elected positions. So that gets into a whole other realm that you and I don't even get into, right? I'm not into politics. Many of you guys aren't, other than talking about the elections. So district attorneys and state attorneys are elected officials whose decisions are often influenced by public opinion and political considerations. So, pursuing unpopular charges could harm re-election chances or lead to calls. Now, I'm not saying that we don't want them to resign, that they'd have to do that. But their impact on decision making, their decisions may prioritize preserving public trust and political capital over pursuing legally uncertain charges. Now, high profile failures, especially in a sensitive case like this, could result in significant public scrutiny and a political fallout. We know that all too well. All right. I believe the O.J. Simpson trial happened, and then the Menendez brothers. I believe the Menendez brothers were convicted on a political status. On the political status, I believe that's why they got convicted. All right. Michelle, what's up? And that's why they want him out now, because they were only worried about the politics at that time. All right. Yes, Kimberly, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I love you guys talking about this in chat, getting your mind going. Now, Tyler could have charged, but in a civil trial. Well, he still can. There's plenty of evidence for him to sue Jen Soto civilly. All right. Definitely plenty. All right, let's keep going. You guys can probably write it all up for him. You guys can help Tyler out. Okay, so now we're still under why she's not being charged, why she hasn't, and admissible evidence. So admissible evidence would mean importance of admissibility, challenges in the case, examples of admissible evidence, and relevant Florida rule. Okay, so just getting into Florida Evidence Code, Chapter 90, it outlines admissibility standards. So if you're in Florida and you know anything about the law, you can go look up Florida Evidence Code, Chapter 90. Importance of admissibility. Evidence must meet legal standards. Example, not obtained illegally, but admissible in court. So like this. You guys want a lie detector test. That lie detector test, even if Jen is lying her ass off, if it's not, it's not even admissible in court. This has to be admissible. Admissible evidence cannot support a case. You can't call a psychic and then the psychic says Jen Soto knew. Oh, put her up on the stand. The psychic said she knew, and so did the lie detector. Done. All right. Challenges in the case. If critical evidence is inadmissible, let's say it's obtained without a warrant, the case falls apart and Jen Soto walks never to be retried again. Double jeopardy. Double jeopardy is what would happen if they couldn't retry her for that. Now, prosecutors must rely solely on admissible evidence, limiting options in Jennifer's case. Examples of inadmissible evidence: evidence obtained through illegal searches or seizures, statements made without proper Miranda warnings. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will. Hearsay, evidence unless an exception applies. All right. Now I told you Chapter 90. All right. Outlines that in the Florida law. Reasons Jen Soto may not have known. Now you guys are going to hate me on this one. It's in the document. Don't hate me on this one. Lynette, what's up? Yeah. Thank you, Bree. I figured the slideshow would be much better than you seeing a bunch of lines on the screen while I'm reading it. So thank you. I won't have a voice after this show, but hey, give some memberships, y'all. Absolutely right, Holly. Sure did. All right, let's get to it. Let's go. Reasons Jen Soto may not have known. Again, don't shoot the messenger. All right. Don't shoot the messenger. Look at that beautiful little picture of Maddie. Oh, man. All right. Let's go. I'm eating a bunch of food tomorrow, too. Lack of criminal record. Now, when I looked up her criminal record, she had a DV, domestic violence, many years ago in St. Cloud. But in this particular case, Stearns may have had no criminal history or wasn't a registered sex offender, making him to appear trustworthy. So Jennifer didn't see him as that. Jen saw him as this nerdy guy that sticks to himself, kind of weird, really stinky, really filthy guy that she has to help clean up his room for him. Many perpetrators of abuse have no criminal record, and it would not be unreasonable for Jen to assume Stern was safe, especially with all the drugs she takes. And I was going to say took, but she still takes them. So perceived trustworthiness. Stern's relationships with Jen could have led her to believe that he cared for Madeline and had her best interests in mind and at heart. Grooming behaviors by abusers often extend to gaining the trust of the victim's family, making it harder to detect danger. Now, I want to tell you this. I think Stephan Stearns tried to groom Jen Soto, Maddie, and the family. I think when he stepped in, Stearns thought, I'm gonna move into this house. Juan lives here. I'm gonna snazz up. I'm gonna be the good guy that plays I'm gonna be the guy that plays video games with that little girl, and people are gonna love me because I'm this nice guy that plays in the pool with Maddie and I'm so trustworthy. That's what Stephan thought. Nancy Jean, I love you. Please support the More Locks for Maddie, you all. I'm going to leave this up while I'm reading. If you send your lock in and put your love, Nancy Jean will make sure it gets put up. P.O. Box 700545, St. Cloud, Florida 34770. All right? Support it. Let's keep going. Now, grooming behaviors. We've always talked about that. I think he was only attracted to Jen's friendship because she had a daughter that fit the age that he was attracted to. Hindsight bias. Judging Jennifer's actions with hindsight may unfairly ignore the realities of her knowledge at the time. So, at the time, she thought, because her mom raised her to trust no men, hold Maddie tight, don't trust Stephan, have your wall up. But as time went and she slept in the bed with Maddie and Stephan slept in the bed and nothing happened that she knew of, maybe because she was too drugged out, nonetheless, he gained her trust. So a reasonable parent like you, like me, might have no cause to suspect harm in a seemingly stable relationship. So, right, you've had this, let's say you've been with your husband for 20 years. Many husbands that are actually biological parents grape their daughters and sons. Go watch the Mandu channel all day, every day. Mandu puts on chomos that grape their biological children. All right. So Stearns does have other, and thank you, Nancy, for that. Stearns has other victims. They're in his CSAM. All right. She actually is dumb. But I don't think she's that dumb. All right. Memberships, make sure that things, yes, of course. And thank you for the gifted memberships to everybody. We love you. And I never want to forget anybody. I'll go back to the stars after, okay? I will go back and say thank you, Synth, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Look at MM Clark being a mod. There are more victims. There definitely are more victims. All right, let's keep going. That's very true. So we went through hindsight bias. Now we're going to go through cognitive or emotional barriers. Jennifer, in my opinion, is an idiot, but she's not that dumb. But let me take a puff. Jennifer may have been emotionally manipulated or reliant on Stearns, which would impact her ability to detect warning signs. So for instance, she's a lazy potato, doesn't want to go to work, doesn't want to get up. But Stephan says, "Oh honey, I'll get up and take her to school. I'll even give her that special breakfast." No, 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 you lay down. Just give me the leash. In Stephan's mind, he's using that leash to hold Maddie up by the neck in the car. Psychological factors such as stress, or financial dependency could have clouded her judgment. That's not an excuse. I'm just giving you examples. Now, community norms, and I'm saying in some cases, societal or cultural norms may downplay the possibility of harm, leading parents to overlook or dismiss potential risks. That is not her case because she told us that her mom said, never let a man near your daughter. Be cognizant, be aware, all that, right? Lock the doors, all that fun stuff. All right. And I'll put that back up for a minute. I think he used that leash. We definitely got the leash story. And I don't think that he was taking the dog potty that morning while he was trying to put Maddie's body in the car. Do you? I don't. All right. And I think we're almost last but not least. Application to the case that we're talking about. So let me tell you real quick. All of the things, reasons Jennifer Soto may not have known: lack of criminal effort on Stern's part, perceived trustworthiness, hindsight bias, cognitive or emotional barriers, community norms, and how we apply it to this case without clear evidence that Jen knew or should have known about Stern's actions. Her lack of awareness can be and has been reasonably argued. Now, you can take it reasonable or unreasonable, but I don't like it either. So, based on everything that we've heard today, right now, as it stands, we shouldn't expect to wake up and see on the news Jen Soto has been arrested unless we see evidence coming in an indictment. An indictment comes down, the prosecutor has an announcement. I can't even think of what it is right now, and says more evidence has come back. Somebody comes forward, not Stephan Stearns, or Stephan Stearns starts talking because he realizes that he's going to be given the death penalty, and it terrifies him. He doesn't want the death penalty. Him and Jen had a pact. He's not going to stick to this pact because he only cares about himself. She only cares about herself, although she's been protecting him. Maybe she's protecting him because she doesn't want to implicate herself. How about that? All right. What do you guys think about this? I don't know why that stopped. Let me see. Oh, I put it off. Okay, I'll put it back on while I'm... Actually, let me put the poll on. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. Did you see? I didn't mean to stop the slideshow, but I was going to put the poll back up. I'll put it back on. Hold on. It's on. All right. Yes, chat's on fire. Thank you guys for not being trolls today. I appreciate that. Because of the topic, I had a feeling that there were going to be a ton of trolls when people hear Jennifer Soto, prosecutor says she will not be charged. Remember, we didn't talk to any of the prosecutors in or on the case. So we didn't talk to Andrew Bain. We're just having a intelligent conversation. Security. Love you guys. All right. I'm going to say my spiel and then we're going to go to the poll. And a very happy Thanksgiving week. Now there's Juan. In case many of you didn't know who Juan was, that's Juan. That's Jen's dad. I believe that's in the condo. All right. My mom put that in my body, whatever the hell that meant. Yeah, she just meant that she told her to be aware. That's all. Yeah, it is. It is sad, but sometimes there's trolls. She wish she could. Now, I never said she can't be charged. I'm saying right now, 9 months in. All right, Rose, I'm going to show you the poll right now. Don't worry and welcome. You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing because Prosecutors that are not on the case say she will not be charged. And if you take a legal and ethical stance, this guy, Tyler Wallace, and Tatiana could actually sue Jen Soto civilly, but criminally, they don't have enough evidence. The poll is on my page. You have to go to Guilty of Crime. I'll show you right now. Let me pull this down. All right. I'm going to go onto my Guilty of Crime YouTube right here. youtube.com/@guilty of crime, and then click on the community tab. When you click on the community tab, you're going to see my banner here. Thank you guys. We have 19,700 and something subscribers, and then you're going to take a look at the poll. All right, go vote, and I'll update it so you can see the update, so we can get a final count. More evidence of FBI uses storage. We don't have the evidence to say that the prosecution has done this, and this. I can't check off I can't cross their T's and dot their I's. There's a poll on my community page, you guys. Go to my community page and take a look at the poll. Yes, security voted. All right, so here's a poll. It's today, 11/27/24. Yesterday we did a timeline, and that was February 27, 2024, day 1. Today's been 9 months since Maddie went missing. Stephan was on police's radar by then. Jennifer Soto played dumb and spouted off the scripted story between her and SS. After digging through hours of videos, talking to retired FBI agent Koff, or Jennifer Koffendorfer, and Gavin Fish, reaching out to various prosecutors and collecting analysis on the possibility of Jen's arrest. Remember, we have been in the pursuit of why Jen should be arrested, and this is what we found. Today, I will present why Jen Soto will not be charged as of today, a legal and ethical analysis. Again, please don't shoot the messenger. We need to hear all sides. Okay, so there's 100 votes, and there might be more by now. Let me refresh. We have 164 votes. All right, did you guys get your vote in? Make sure to hit that like on your way to take the poll. All right, so we have 164 people that took the poll. We have 288 people in chat. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. All right, I'm going to read you the results. 13% say Jen Soto will eventually be arrested. Now, I am not in that category because I'm going to fit the bottom. 28% say Jen will be a state witness. Then 4% say Jen will never be charged because she's innocent. That means she didn't know nothing and they're never going to find evidence. Stearns is never going to tell on her. She just wasn't involved, guys. She just wasn't involved. Last, 55%, over half of you say Jen will be a state witness and then be arrested, like the Adelsons, Wendy Adelson. All right? So that's our results. Out of 164, 55% say she'll be a witness, then arrested. 4% say she's innocent. 28% say she'll be a state witness, and 13% say she'll eventually be arrested. Hopefully we have nice comments in here. I don't think they need Jen's help, even though Stephan Stearns, through the videos, license plate, all pictures, videos for both cases. 9 months. Wow, time goes fast. All right, there you have it. There you have it. 301 people in chat. Everybody must have came from somewhere else just now. That's so funny. I love you guys. I love that everybody just came out of here. I'm going to wait for an official press conference by law enforcement. Time will tell. We shall see. Yeah, Sherry, I just do me a favor, Sherry, because I love you. Don't hold your breath. You're embarrassed because Wyatt. All right. Vanessa, I caught your question. Vanessa says, I have a question. When we were listening to Stephanie, she said, give Maddie meds. When they dropped her off, SS said he gave her meds. So how many people gave meds that day? That's a good question. We won't know. But I can tell you that day he did double. Stephan gave Maddie double the medicine. Now, remember, Vanessa, she takes different medicines. She takes medicines in the morning for her ADHD, and then she takes medicines at night to sleep. Right? And sweetie, you absolutely need a membership. Let me see if I can gift a membership real quick. If someone wants to match me, that'd be good. If you don't, that's okay. I'm gonna try to gift a membership while you watch me on here. All right, let's go to my live and I'll gift a membership. Watch me on here. Oh, there I am presenting myself. All right, here we go. There's a bunch of hearts. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Membership gifting. All right, I'm going to gift you a membership. Don't look at my credit card. I'm paying with my credit card and bye. All right. I don't have any more free memberships, but I've been paying for them because it's worth it. All right, I just gifted you a Guilty of Crime membership. If anybody wants to match me, that would be great. Oh, you're a doll. Petty Mason, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to stop sharing that because all I'm doing is streaming myself, of myself, for myself. Thank you, Petty. I hope you guys got what you came for today. I appreciate you guys having intelligent conversations. Britt, Nicole. Hey, Jay. How are you, girl? Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Kawana gifted another Guilty of Crime membership. You guys, there's 3 memberships. I hope you guys got one. All right. Oh, chick. I knew I could count on you, but you cannot tell me she didn't know she was using her daughter so she didn't have to sleep with him. Sharp like attack. I agree. She used her daughter for a meal ticket, in my opinion. She used her daughter for that emotional support that she can only get from Stephan Stearns. Thank you, chick. I appreciate you. You really need to get one. Yes, we are definitely cooking a turkey. I'm doing the stuffing and the gravy. My wife's doing the turkey and the mashed potatoes. And then we're still going to have a bunch of other stuff. Apple pie, vanilla ice cream, all that. And what? Yeah, you owe biscuits. You just missed it. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Don't think that I've changed my opinion. Don't think I changed my opinion because, yeah, another day when you're alone. Oh, Cheryl, I'm sorry, but you have us in spirit. You have us in spirit. Yeah, you guys all, where was everybody at? Yes, Marilyn, Pearl, my mom was invited, but my roof, I still don't have a roof and I still don't have ceilings. So we're not having a holiday party at my house. We only have enough like room, and mama lives 2 hours away. So she's not coming for Thanksgiving. By next year, we'll have our roof back and all that stuff. But yes, Thanksgiving sounds delicious. Don't feel like you're alone, y'all. Don't feel like you're alone. You have the crime crew here. You know how to reach out. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. You guys are amazing. Who just popped in? I missed you guys. This is my only day get to talk to you until next week. All right, you guys. Everybody's starting to drop in and then drop out. Foxy Amazon, I appreciate you every day. I'm going to shout out to everybody. Lou, member for 2 months. Thank you. Nancy Jean, thank you so much for the $1.99. Happy to be here. Criddles, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Simply Nikki, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Kawana, the Guilty of Crime membership, which you've gifted 3. Diana for the super sticker. More 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Lynette, thank you always. $5 super chat. Jojo, Bass Crew here, $5, $19.99. Choo choo. And Gobble Gobble, that applies to you guys. Jamie, new member. Foxy got her $4.20 in. Marcy, $1.99. Jojo, Guilty of Crime membership. Another one from Kawana. Edith, Kells, Kawana, Synth. Go buy some locks for Nancy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, Petty, thank you for being you every day. Such an awesome researcher and mod. Arrest Jen Soto now. Sharon Belko, shoot me a text tomorrow. Let's be celebrating Thanksgiving together. Bree, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months, and thank Bree for putting together the slideshow for today. I texted her. I said, Bree, can you put the slideshow together for me? Or I could do it if I need to. No problem. I got it, Jay. Then this morning she says, Jay, I got some notes. Gavin did this thing. So now we've got Gavin's notes. Just a beautiful collaboration. So thank you, Bree, for everything that you do all the time, especially right before Thanksgiving when I give my most grateful times out, even though I'm grateful every day. So thank you. Yes. Best mods, show the love. Love you all. Have a good night and hit me up if you want me to stream on Friday. Show me some love on the community page. Find a way to reach out to me. Let me know. I love you guys. Have a good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?
Look at you guys still here. I'm in a dark alley puffing on this, reading your comments. Love you guys.